What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we're going to be talking about Vinco Ventures, ticker symbol BBIG, and we have not talked about this stock in a long time, so let's take a look at the chart. And you can see that we've actually had a pretty big pump up today. We're up about 7.7%, and in the pre-market and after hours, it did not seem like we were going to have a great day because we were actually trending downwards pretty much the whole time until market open, when we took a little bit of a dump, reached lows of 7.6 cents or $7.60. Sorry about that. And we pumped up all the way to $9.40. Now we're sitting around 8.70, and we are actually sitting pretty close to a resistance level that I just recently identified. We hit this as a key level, $8.70 right here yesterday around market open. And since we've acted on that, it's actually acted as both resistance and support over here. So we're going to have to see just in the short term where this bounces off of. Obviously, it's not the most important resistance level. It's kind of random and is probably not going to be taking too much of a toll on BBIG for too long, right? I don't expect that we'll actually bounce around this that long. I think that we'll probably start moving in one direction or the other. But there is a much more important resistance level that we just broke, that we've been struggling to get past, and has actually, well, not that we've been struggling to get past, but that we've been struggling to escape. And in the more recent past, BBIG has actually used this $8 resistance level as somewhat of a stopper on it, right? You see that we've tried to break past it in the past and have just been shot down, and many times we've actually touched upon it and have just gotten pushed back until we actually started using it as a support level, which is what it's acted as more recently. You can see that more recently, just the past couple of days, we've been hitting $8, and there was a real question about whether or not we would be breaking through or if we would be making new highs. Now, obviously, just because we're bouncing off of $8 does not mean that we need to make new highs on this stock, because we have been up to $12 and almost 50 cents, 49 cents. So this is not a guarantee that we're going to make new highs on BBIG on this run. However, it is very bullish. The fact that we have not broken down below $8 means that this squeeze is still alive. And to look at the squeeze, we actually have to go to Ortex, and you can see that the squeeze is somewhat being carried out, right? 5%. There are 5% fewer short shares because shorts are now closing their positions. They're starting to get a little bit scared. They probably saw that this thing was holding pretty steadily at $8, and there was no waning interest from retail, and that this is now getting pushed up because of that. So we still have a 25% short interest percent of the free float. And you can see that, you know, based off of the recent history of this stock, this is still very high compared to what it used to be. We typically sat around 8%, sometimes even as low as 5 or 2%. When the price was much lower. However, now 25%, that's still very promising and could really end up squeezing a bunch of shorts, especially if retail is holding a bunch of shares and not selling. Now, the reason that is because this number, 25%, is the short interest of the free float, and that takes into account all of the shares that are available for trading. That doesn't necessarily factor in how many shares people are just holding indefinitely and are unwilling to let go of. Now, I don't actually recommend that people hold shares indefinitely, because almost certainly this thing will come crashing down at some point, right? The fundamentals do not justify this thing staying up forever. Even if there is a big short squeeze, it will at some point reach a peak and then start coming down. So I don't recommend holding these things indefinitely. However, there are some people who are likely going to be holding this a lot longer than they should, and that could contribute to a much larger short squeeze than what you would expect to see from a 25% short interest percent of the free float, because that essentially lowers the free float. It makes the free float lower, and thus this percentage higher if some people are just holding for very long periods of time. And it's very easy when you see a stock shooting up to garner more faith in it and really strengthen your conviction. And, you know, as you should in some cases, you know, sometimes you should let your winners run, but at a certain point, you have to kind of identify a point at which you're going to take profits and say, okay, I don't think the stock is going to go up anymore, because inevitably, unless it's because of a real fundamental reason that the stock is going up, it will most likely be coming down and probably relatively soon after the pump. So you do have to watch out for that with BBIG, and obviously this thing has a lot more room to run. I think that we could probably be getting much higher than even 1249, because we were up there and just a couple of days ago, and the short interest was not that much higher than it is now, and shorts actually didn't cover, right? They're just now starting to cover, and this minus 5% is not even that big of a change, because it's actually just a change in the current shorted shares. It's not actually change in the percentage of the free float. So when you see minus 5%, that doesn't mean that this was 30%. It actually means you're that this number is 5% lower, so about 1 to 1.5% lower. If that makes any sense to you guys, hopefully it does. So what we're looking at with BBIG is a situation where shorts are covering, where we're starting to rise, where we're hitting new support and resistance levels, right? We're hitting this $8.7 level, and it looks like we are bouncing off of it based off this most recent price action. Hopefully, we will continue throughout the day and start making higher highs. But what's important to note about BBIG is that on Google Trends, at least, we have been somewhat waning. In the sense that less and less people are talking about this. You can see we're making lower lows each day. And, that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world because obviously the stock price isn't just tied to Google Trends and how many people are searching for it, but it's not the best, right? We would actually like to see, especially on a big pump up like this, we would like to see more people talking about it. Now that we're up, over 10% on the day, hopefully you would see maybe tomorrow, if this thing continues going, we would see more of a shoot up in not just the stock price, but also in the Google Trends data, because that means that more people are getting into it. And if more people are into it, then the same thing applies as I was talking about earlier with the Ortex data. If more people are holding the stock, it's going to be a lot harder for shorts to cover, and that's going to end up driving up the price a lot more than it normally would if there are fewer people holding the shares. So that's why we want more people holding the shares, right? We don't just want to do it just willy-nilly to spread the profits around or whatever. We really want to do it because if shorts don't have to fight that hard to get their shares covered, if they can just kind of buy them at whatever the price is, then it won't end up shooting the price up that much, right? We'll obviously see some kind of squeeze if all the shorts have to cover at once, but it's not guaranteed that it would be the most massive squeeze that we're hoping for. And obviously, there is the potential that shorts will end up pushing this thing down. I know they did that with SPRT, and a couple other squeeze stocks have been getting pushed down lately. So it's not guaranteed by any means that BBIG is going to have a massive pump. However, it does look somewhat bullish at the moment just because we are bouncing off of this $8 level. We tried breaking below, and that was met with fierce resistance. We've now pumped up to above $9 at one point today and are currently sitting above 9 right now, actually. But we're really going to have to keep a close eye on BBIG. And I will be making more videos to update you guys in the future. That's what I have for you guys right now. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe. That's really all I've got. So other than that, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.